Alright, let's talk about something that's been blowing my mind lately. Did you hear that My Chemical Romance just hit #1 in the UK with a 15-year-old album? Yeah, you heard that right, Danger Days, The True Lives of the Fabulous Killjoys is back at the top of the charts. But here's the kicker, this isn't just a nostalgia trip. It's a full-on cultural phenomenon that says a lot about the staying power of this band and the weird, wonderful world of music consumption in 2023. Let me break it down for you. First off, what makes this really interesting is that My Chemical Romance hasn't released new music in over a decade and a half. Personally, I think that's what makes this comeback so fascinating. In an era where artists are constantly churning out new content to stay relevant, MCR is proving that their music doesn't need to be fresh to resonate. It's like their songs have this timeless quality that keeps pulling people in, even years later. And let's be real, how many bands can say their catalog is still climbing charts after such a long hiatus? Now, let's talk about Danger Days. This album has always been a bit of an outlier in their discography. It's colorful, it's chaotic, and it's got this futuristic, almost dystopian vibe. When it first came out, it divided fans, some loved it, others were like, where's the emo angst? But here's the thing, I think time has been kind to this record. What many people don't realize is that Danger Days was ahead of its time. Its themes of rebellion, identity, and survival feel eerily relevant today, and maybe that's why it's resonating so hard right now. Another detail I find fascinating is how their recent tour, Long Live the Black Parade, played into this resurgence. The tour wasn't just a cash grab, it was a celebration of their legacy. And it worked. Fans who maybe hadn't listened to MCR in years were suddenly revisiting their old albums, and new listeners were discovering them for the first time. If you take a step back and think about it, this is a masterclass in how to reignite interest in your music without releasing anything new. It's all about reconnecting with your audience and reminding them why they fell in love with you in the first place. But here's where it gets even more intriguing, Danger Days isn't the only MCR album making waves. They've got 6 #1 rock albums in the UK, and this latest chart topper breaks a tie with some of their other records. The Black Parade, of course, is still the undisputed champ, but Danger Days is holding its own. And get this, MCR is blocking themselves from the top spot with 3 cheers for Sweet Revenge at #2. It's like they're competing with their past selves, and honestly, I'm here for it. What this really suggests is that their entire catalog is still alive and kicking, which is wild for a band that's been around as long as they have. This raises a deeper question, though, why now? Why is MCR having this moment in 2023? In my opinion, it's a combination of timing and cultural hunger. We're living in a pretty chaotic time, and MCR's music has always been about channeling chaos into something meaningful. Their songs are anthems for the misunderstood, the rebellious, and the heartbroken. And right now, a lot of people are feeling those things. Plus, there's this nostalgia wave sweeping through music, but with MCR, it's not just about looking back. It's about finding new meaning in old songs. From my perspective, this resurgence is also a testament to the band's legacy. They've always been more than just a band, they're a movement. Their music has this way of making you feel seen, like you're part of something bigger. And that connection doesn't fade. Even if they never release another album, their impact is still being felt. One thing that immediately stands out is how their fans have kept their music alive, sharing it across generations and platforms. That's the kind of loyalty most artists can only dream of. So, what does this all mean? Personally, I think it's a reminder that great art doesn't expire. MCR's music has this way of transcending time and trends, and that's rare. It's also a wake-up call for the industry, maybe we don't need constant new releases to stay relevant. Sometimes, it's about letting the music speak for itself. As we wrap this up, I'll leave you with this thought. What other bands or albums do you think could have a moment like this? Is there a record from your past that still feels as powerful today as it did when it first came out? Let me know in the comments, I'm curious to hear your thoughts.